Hi guys, Aman Kabra this side. Gave my GRE couple of days back. So my score was Quants 170 out of 170 full score, and my verbal score was 160 out of 170. Total of 330 out of 340. I'm currently a researcher at Indian School of Business, and I'm working with healthcare department operations over there. And the future plan is to go to PhD program in organizational behavior in one of the top 20 business schools across the world. I mean, one of the brilliant thing about Byju's is one of my favorite tutors is Santosh from Byju's, and he immediately dives deep into what's required. There's very little fluff. Something that I really personally endorse about Byju's, and that has caught hold of my attention. Now, quants for Indians is pretty easy. You can manage quants of GRE. What is difficult is verbal, to be very frank, and that is where Byju's verbal faculty really takes your game up a notch. How did I get acquainted with Byju's? One of my friends brought his tablet to my place, and I was just having a look at some of the contents, and I felt pretty fascinated with how the content was designed, how it was articulated, how the sessions were recorded, how it was very handy. You do not need to have a online connection when you're watching a video, and the tablet makes it really handy. You don't need a full-fledged laptop open in front of you. You don't need the distractions of mobile, and makes it extremely handy. That is something I personally endorse quite a lot about Byju's. Yeah. What is so special about the content on the tablet? You open a particular section. First, there's explanatory videos with regard to what is the concept. Immediately, once those concepts are completed, specifically for verbal, they take you directly into easy, difficult, hard kind of questions, and get a sense of GRE questions are going to be immediately once you cover the concept. So there's not going to be a clear-cut demarcation between the concepts and the sort of questions. There's a smooth transition, and there's a very rapid transition, which I personally find quite beneficial. So talking about, let's say, verbal, I'm going to keep coming back and forth on verbal because that's the most troubling bit for Indians specifically. I'm talking in general terms, not being anecdotal. Now, for verbal, you see there's a lot of tricks and tips on reading comprehension. You have sentence completion, sentence equivalence, there are a lot of tricks and tips involved in those. Giving you those tips and tricks directly, right, at the start of the session itself, and not spending more than 15-20 minutes on the theoretical part, and then taking those tips and tricks and putting them into application in the concepts is a very critical piece that our demography requires. That is what Byju provides. Webinars is another key important critical piece in how Byju delivers its content. Now, sure, you have the recorded lectures, you have the training material planned out, but what's really critical is how do you engage with the students, right? And the engagement factor is a game changer. Now, Byju's primary engagement factor is through webinars, and faculties push students to ask a lot of questions. It's more of a Q&A doubt clearing session, because the concept bit is although taken care in the videos, the doubts that students come up with, solving those doubts is what pushes a guy from here to here, from 155 in quants, 170 in quants. That's the game changer, and that is what the back and forth through these online webinars and online sessions really help out. There's a brilliant support system penned down by Byju's. They have a really nice IT infrastructure. So what you do is you email them. They take those questions. There's a particular email ID. You email the question with the screenshot, of course, and then they respond. They basically connect you with the faculty, and the faculty gets on a call with you, a telephonic call, no fluff, direct phone call, and you clear out the doubt. Now, what is so brilliant about this? I remember reaching out to one of the faculties for quant work and time problems. Now, it was a very simple problem, but somehow I was not able to get my head around it. Now, I emailed the faculty, and instead of suggesting that, come on, this is such a simple problem, or instead of suggesting, why did you not try this route? The faculty did not even hit on the question first. What the faculty, the mindset, how Byju people think is, they started with the basic concepts first, even the doubt clearing session, and then they covered the 50 to 60% of the entire chapter concepts just to clear that specific doubt. And then they came to the questions. And that one question was explained in a half an hour, time duration. It would have taken easily not more than 1.5 to 2 minutes in delivering the answer key or the solution to the question. So long story short, converting my anecdotal example to a generalizable feedback, I would say that I as a student don't go there and submit my question and then I get a solution key. There's a direct connect of a human being, of a certified, erudite human being, and that person trains you in how to answer the question. and the methodologies behind it. So all in all, 5-star performance. I see a lot of different modules out there on the internet, a lot of competing companies. Now, this is not specific to Byju's or Manhattan or any other competitor as such. This is in very specific regard to how you should personally plan out your, GRE endeavor, GRE training plan. Now, I suggest not keeping more than 3 to 4 weeks after giving ETS official mock one. Go extremely fast and extremely tight, Complete all Byju questions, complete all the ETS official guides, verbal, quant, and the common one, the thick one. So you should cover all the 3 official guides. You should cover Byju's entire material, all the questions. And once you're done with that, I suggest going on just think of it like a sprint race and finish off all the 6-7 mock tests that Byju provides and complete one test every day in the final week, so that the actual examination, GRE examination, is the consecutive 8th day for your first 7 day of your mock tests and ETS mock tests. So all in all, your preparation should start with a baseline of first ETS mock test. Then you should have 3 weeks of preparation in which you also complete the Byju 7 mock tests. 7 is a word that I'm taking here. It could be 5, it could be 10, right? You complete those one each day toward the end of the training period, and then immediately the next day you give your exam and you're done and dusted with that. Any score in your mock tests, because Byju maintains a certain degree of hardness in its question, which is really, really important. Any sort of marks around 325, 327 should be a good indicator of getting a really nice score in your official GRE. So that's my take.